Good afternoon and welcome. Good evening, in fact, good morning from wherever you tuned in around the world here on Forever Sports. We're live for this Sunday afternoon clash at Twickenham. It's England looking for their first victory in 5 encounters up against Japan. Japan, we know, are full of enterprising play, of course, led by Eddie Jones. Will they put up some sort of fight against what could be considered a strong English side? We'll go through the starting 23 of each side in just a minute. Before I go any further, do hit like and subscribe. Welcome. If you haven't tuned in before here on Forever Sports, it's Twickenham that are setting this last game of the Nation Series alight as the sides prepare to come out. Japan will be up against it, against an English team who, of course, lost last weekend against the Springboks by 29 points to 20. The week prior went down to Australia by 42 points to 37. They'll be looking to salvage something here up against Japan in front of their home crowd at Twickenham. And I'm going to take you through the 23 of each side, starting with England from 1 to 23. Genge, George, Stewart, Itoje, Martin, Currie, Underhill, and Ben Earl make up the forward pack. Van Poortvliet, Smith, Slightholme, Henry Slade, Lawrence, Freeman, and Furbank at 15 for England make up the back line. 16 to 23, Cowan, Dickey, Baxter, Opoku for sure, Isiku, Cunningham South, Randall, Smith, Finn Smith that is, and Rubak at 23 make up the bench for England. For Japan, 1 to 23, Okabe, Harada, Tekuchi, Wanga, Uluiviti, Shimokawa, Himeno, Makisi make up the forward pack. Saito, the captain, at scrum half. McCurran at fly half. Naikambula, Fafita, Riley, the South African, Dylan Riley, that is, at 13. Osada and Matsunga at fullback for Japan. The replacement, 16 to 23, Senguk Lee, Morikawa, Tamefusa, Akiyama, Tatafu, Gunta, Fujiwara, and Kajimura make up the bench for Japan as the national anthems ring out. Eddie Jones has had somewhat of a tough time. He's been up against New Zealand in recent weeks, where New Zealand saw them pretty comfortably in terms of a victory there. Did away with the Japanese, but always playing with pride. Eddie Jones, a world-renowned coach, of course, coaching the Wallabies last year at the Rugby World Cup, fell out with Rugby Australia and headed back, obviously, for another stint at Japan. Of course, has in his lockers, we don't want to, as South Africans want to remember, but has a famous victory with Japan over the Springboks at the 2015 Rugby World Cup. Famous victory in the dying seconds. Eddie Jones, can he conjure up something special here against an English side desperate for a victory? And it's all emotion for the Japanese in front of the Twickenham crowd. For England and Steve Borthwick, they'll be looking to close off their Autumn Nation Series with a victory as they prepare for the Six Nations coming up early in 2025. Give us your comments as your score prediction, what it's going to be in the comment section from where you tuned in around the world. Of course, we just witnessed, in case you missed it, Scotland overcoming the Wallabies by 27 points to 13. Australia resurgent on their Autumn Nation Series tour, but have come up short against Scotland at Murrayfield. And a wonderful victory for Gregor Townsend and his men as they prepare for the Six Nations. We saw Italy, of course, overcoming some massive hurdles in that game. We thought against the All Blacks would blow them away, but stayed in the fight for large parts of that game, defended for all they're worth, coming up short, unfortunately, by 29 points to 11. But not a seamless performance from the All Blacks as the national anthems are all but concluded. It's a strong team, put out against Japan. Itoje will be looking to lead in that locking position, as well as the likes of Tom Currie, Ben Earl, Sam Underhill in the back row to disrupt any sort of fragmented play. The Japanese like to play some fast rugby. So we're in for an exciting clash. Peter here says Japan all the way. Welcome, Peter. Thanks for tuning in. You were live for that Scotland game. Victory for the North over the South. Who are we supporting here this afternoon? Himeno at number 7 for Japan. Strong ball carrier. Dylan Riley, of course, the South African born in that number 13 jumper. Look out for him in that back line. The likes of Fafita and, of course, Saito and McCurran will lead it from 9 and 10 to take and steer Japan to some sort of opportunity to stay in the fight in this game. You won, or you have to feel, should I say, England are the slight favourites to take this one. But like we saw with Italy last night, if you can disrupt the opposition ball just enough, show some heart, there is an opportunity to stay in the fight. And we're almost underway here at Twickenham to conclude the Autumn Nations series here. There's only one game that remains next weekend, and that'll be Ireland at home at the Aviva Stadium up against Australia. The man in the middle this afternoon, Craig Evans. England playing in their red strip. Japan in their traditional red and white stripes. It will be England kicking off from right to left at the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham. We're underway. England kick off, and immediately it's Japan who come away with the ball. Saito at the base. Feeds McCurran, who puts it upfield. England gather via Marcus Smith. And it's Furbank who will chase. No real contest there. Well caught in the air by Dylan Riley. Saito at the base. Feeds Himeno. Japan in possession. McCurran. Strong defence there from George Martin. England looking to disrupt the ball. George over the top, but off his feet. In at the side, in fact. And the referee, no patience there, awards the penalty to Japan. An opportunity for them to get some territorial position here on the field. It's an awful kick. It's Ollie Slaito. Perhaps has kicked it a little bit too far. Is it going to roll out? Nervously waited on there by the fullback, Matsunga. But it's Slaito who put too much weight on the kick. And Japan will come all the way back. We saw them against New Zealand early on in the season. Hold up at scrum time. Can they do the same here with England? As we look forward to the first scrum set piece. What's your score prediction, folks? From where are you watching? In the world here on Forever Sports, welcome, of course, as we go on this rugby journey. It will be Japan just inside England's half. 15 metres in from this left-hand touchline. England, the heavier pack, will look to stamp their mark at scrum time with the likes of Ellis Genge. Will Japan look for an in and out here? Genge, Jamie George and Will Stewart in that front row for England. Hurting after that loss to South Africa. Philip Cantillon says, I laid the chalk with England. Can you just elaborate on that, Philip? Shout out and welcome here on Forever Sports. It's Saito to feed for Japan. And it's taken up by Fafita. Japan now in possession. Saito feeding it off to Lee. Himeno takes it up. Japan going from right or left to right, should I say, but playing under penalty advantage. Ben-Earl offside at ruck time. No patience from the referee here. England conceding 2 early penalties. Japan are going to take the shot at goal. And an opportunity here for Japan to go into the lead early on at the Allianz Stadium. Early mistake from Ollie Slytome, putting too much weight on the kick ahead, resulting in a Japanese scrum just inside the English half. And it's Naoto Saito who will take the shot at goal. Chip away at the scoreboard. Can they add 3 points and open up the scoring here? Saito out in front. It's about 40 meters. He's pulled it to the left. And England via Van Poortvliet puts in a big kick. He hasn't put it into touch. Can Japan counter here? Himeno takes it up. Saito in position on England's 10-meter mark. McCurran has to go in and clean. England get the loose ball. Now they can attack. Ben-Earl takes 2 to bring him down. Up to halfway England. Marcus Smith looking to pull the strings. Feeds down this left-hand touchline. Currie to Martin, who takes it up, but he's brought to ground. England perhaps shaping here with the kick via Van Poortvliet. 15 meters in from this left-hand touchline. It goes high. It's contestable. Slytome's underneath it. Nobody wants it. It bounces. It's George who picks it up. Wonderful tackle on Ben-Earl. And Japan are away. Saito now. Japan on the attack. Dylan Riley. It's Tommy Freeman, who was across there in defence. Naikambula just hoofing it up ahead. They had no time to pick it up, really. But there was cover defence in the form of Tommy Freeman. Naikambula decided to put it to boot, but it's gone straight into touch. We will start with an England line-out. Rushing a little bit there, one feels. Johnny Naikambula. Philip Cancelon says, I'm thinking it might be a big England win to feel better about the close losses recently. You're saying by 40 points or more. Bit of attention to Jack Van Poortvliet. But he's up and about. Time will be back on. We'll restart with an England line-out on this right-hand touchline. Harry Randall was looking ready to come on the field, but Van Poortvliet is okay for now. England win the line-out and look for a driving maul. The referee says say more, but England are brought to ground. Jamie George presents it to Van Poortvliet. Ellis Genge. Strong defence there from Japan. England shaping for a kick here, just inside their own half, 15 metres in from this right-hand touchline. It's Van Poortvliet who puts it high. Naikambula, a little juggle, but he manages to get to it and presents it for Japan now. In possession, Saito. The referee told Saito to use it. Japan looking to play. It's a 5-second rule. Once the referee says use it, you've got to use it. McCurran, can he break away? Dancing feet from the fly half, but he's brought to ground. Japan recycle. Philip Cantillon says 52-9. I can't see Japan scoring. England are the favourites in front of their home crowd. But if the game can break up just a little bit, Philip, perhaps that's just what Japan want. Now England look to shift it now. Slight home this time with the lovely weighted kick. McCurran is there. He's got to have support to secure the ball. England come in with a counter ruck. Somehow Japan manage to hold on to possession after that lovely weighted kick from Ollie Slightholm. Japan want to get out of here though. Saito into touch. Just outside the Japanese 22 on this left-hand touchline. Some strong counter-rucking in amongst others. Tom Currie there. Not involved in that Springbok game, Tom Currie. Lot of to and fro in the World Cup, if you can remember, between him and Bongi and Bonambi. But he's back here this afternoon, looking to stamp his authority as England look for another driving maul. Advantage, says the referee. England have a free play here. Smith out the back. It's Ollie Lawrence to Ben Earl. Here's the first try for England. Runs it in. Canters in under the sticks. Try time for England. Playing under a penalty advantage. Japan pinned by the referee for collapsing that maul. But it's wonderful work from England. The ball out the back. Ollie Lawrence running the straight line, getting the ball off Marcus Smith. Great work from England, and Ben Earl is in under the posts. Make that 7 points. England take the lead here at the Allianz Stadium. They're looking for a strong performance. I don't want to throw shade on the All Blacks, but really didn't finish strong last night against the Italians at the Juventus Stadium. The Allianz Stadium in Juventus. But England have started strong here against Japan. 7-pointer under the sticks goes Ben Earl. Radio speaker says Pan. Can you please elaborate on that, radio speaker? Shout out. England clear their lines. They're on halfway. Japan with the loose line out. Jamie George picks it up. Ollie Lawrence. Henry Slade. Furbank with the little grub ahead. Matsunga is there. Japan somehow rescued the ball. They're 7 meters from their own try line. They've got to get out of here. Surely now. Wanga takes it up to create a better angle for Saito. He finds McCurran. Under pressure, McCurran, but it's going to be a throw into England on this right-hand touchline, just outside the Japanese 22. The line-out went astray for Japan, and England turning defence into attack. And now they can attack from this line-out set play. Van Poortvliet to Ollie Lawrence. Breaks one. Over the advantage line, though. George Martin, Van Poortvliet makes a little break. Jamie George looks to pump the legs. Japan under all sorts of pressure here. Wonderful intercept there, but England have the penalty. Offside at ruck time and under all sorts of pressure early on here at the Allianz Stadium. England looking for their second score, no doubt. They'll go for the corner via the boot of Marcus Smith on this right-hand touchline to put it 5 meters out. It's a packed house at the Allianz Stadium. England desperate for a victory here, starting well, looking for their second try. It's Martin who goes up. It's a driving maul. It's a good sack. It's a Toje who breaks away from the maul. England in possession. Tom Currie with the pick and go. It's another advantage, Japan. Conceding consecutive penalties. And the power from Underhill. Under penalty advantage. England go over for try number 2. It's Sam Underhill, of course, scored last week against the Springboks. Never lets England down when he plays in his national jersey, but it looks like he's done himself an injury there. But playing under penalty advantage, Sam Underhill goes over for England. It's try time. It's try number 2. It's a point a minute for the moment. Japan really have to get the game reeling back towards their side by putting some attacking phases together. At the moment, playing in the wrong areas of the field. Marcus Smith with the conversion attempt. Makes no mistake. England up to 14. You feel they're going to do this one in 7s, 5s and 7s here at the Allianz Stadium. Japan are going to have to leave behind their idea of getting the game ticking over in 3s. Almost looked like he lost it there, Sam Underhill. But play continues. It is a try and conversion. England up by 14-0. What response do Japan have as they restart? We're inside the English 22. Van Poortvliet has the safety of the touchline. Doesn't opt to go for touch. It's McCurran in the backfield. Matsunga. Saito. There's an opportunity here. We're on halfway. Japan. Fafita. Grubbers at ahead. Marcus Smith inside his own 22. Doesn't find touch. It's Dylan Riley who puts it high. It's contestable. Van Poortvliet. He's away. England on the attack here. Japan looking for numbers on this left-hand side. England looking for quick ball. Playing under a penalty advantage. Too many penalties conceded by Japan in succession here. Lawrence bumps off 1, bumps off 2. Looks for George Martin. England look to keep the ball alive. Smith. Furbank. Freeman. Is he away? Just into touch. The bounce of the ball not doing Tommy Freeman any favours. But Japan under all sorts of pressure. Big hit by Lawrence on Fafita there. Fafita, the defender, bumped away. Great vision by Tommy Freeman. Just the bounce of the ball not in his favour. Japan. A very loose ball there from Japan at line-out town, but they've got it back. Saito. At the base for Japan. Matsunga puts it into touch. Japan having to relieve all the pressure early on here. 2 tries in this opening quarter for England. Hunting for a third, and they're in the right areas of the field. And Chandler Cunning himself is on the field for Sam Underhill, who's made way. Did himself an injury in the effect of scoring that try. And immediately Cunning himself in at line-out time. England go for another driving maul. Fragmenting are the Japanese at the moment from Portfleet. Bernal takes it up nicely, but England come charging again. Ollie Lawrence in the thick of things. Lost it forward in the process. England just not accurate in the attacking shape at the moment. Japan looking to play, but it's a loose pass. They'll come back for a scrum. Great defence from Dylan Riley on Ollie Lawrence there. But Japan playing under pressure, playing in their own half. They need to get down to the other end of the field. It's been all England in this first quarter. We've got a score prediction here, 52-9. Any other score prediction, folks? Where are you watching from? Who are you supporting? Are you low-key a Japanese supporter? You can't help but love Eddie Jones. Who can forget Japan hosting the 2019 World Cup? They did so well to get to the quarterfinals. But then we're up against the mighty Springboks, who went on to win it. And as they say, the rest is history. The Springboks, of course, overcoming Wales quite comfortably last night in their final game of the Autumn Nations Series by 45 points to 12. The referee just having a conversation with both front rows here. Keep it steady. The engine room is where it's cooking, but Japan need to cook up something special here to get some traction in this game. Saito with ball in hand. Strong scrum. England looking to power their way through, but Japan do get it. Dylan Riley wrapped up. But it's Japan who come charging ahead, looking to play just outside their own 22 here. 20 meters in from this right-hand touchline, playing from right to left. Saito has no option here but to perhaps look for the current or it's Matsunga. Ollie Lawrence, Ollie Slytome, in fact, wrapped up nicely there. They're inside the Japanese half, but England in possession. Van Portfleet, Cunning himself, bashes his way up. Just manages to get up and over the advantage line. This time it's Itoje, England. Looking hungry. Down the short side they go via Marcus Smith. It's advantage, says the referee, Ben Earl. Up and over the advantage line. Now the forwards look to charge ahead. Martin. Smith. Is there an opportunity out wide? Tommy Freeman wrapped up by a Japanese defender, but no advantage. We're coming back for a penalty to England. And Japan are just not getting a break at the moment. We're into the second quarter of this game. England have the bulk of the possession. England have the bulk of the territory. And rightfully lead on the scoreboard. They'll put this one into touch. On this left-hand touchline via the boot of Smith. and set up a line-out set piece. This time around, the penalty was for an early tackle. Japan a little bit over-eager. They got to fix their discipline. Five meters out, England come charging ahead now with the line-out. Jamie George to feed. Captain Fantastic to close off the Autumn Nations Series. England want to put in a powerful performance. And they're looking to put a powerful maul up here. As Slighthome goes in, Ollie Lawrence goes in. England looking to charge ahead. Japan have no answer. Inch by inch, play by play. England go all the way. It is Captain Fantastic Jamie George who goes over. One to remember. They've had a tough old time, close defeats in the last couple of weeks. But they seem to be stretching it here at the Allianz Stadium this afternoon against Japan. No real answer with the driving maul, led by Moro Itoje, motivating his chargers to come in there. Amongst others, Henry Slade, Ollie Lawrence, Ollie Slighthome. It's all power. It's all England. It's all Jamie George and Marcus Smith to make it 3 out of 3 with the conversion. The shot clock is ticking. Makes no mistake. It's over. Make that 21-0. And Japan somehow have to find something, perhaps a contestable restart to get the ball back. They just seem to be playing in the wrong areas of the field. So far, it looks like a training match. England, 3 tries, 3 converted tries to 0. This time it's a deep restart, and Chandler Cunningham South decides to go charging ahead. They're inside the 22. Van Portfleet shapes. It's high. Slighthome is chasing, but McCurran can't get it. It's going to be a scrum down to England. And the rub of the green just not in favour of Japan at the moment. Might be a little bit of you on the ball, but McCurran would expect more of himself there. And England have the put into the scrum. Van Portfleet will feed. So far, it's Japan who have so much work to do to get back into this game. Shout out Lee Shaw, who says excellent commentary. Thank you. Much appreciated. Radio speaker, super commentary. Very much appreciated. It's a pleasure to have you all here tuned in on Forever Sports. Who are we supporting? Are you South African supporters? From where in the world are you tuned in? Time off for the moment. So far, efficient from England. But they want to finish the way they started. They want to just keep the momentum going. Some trickles of rain falling at the Allianz Stadium, which makes it a little bit tough to gather those high balls. But Japan need to create their own luck here, really. Van Portfleet. This time a strong scrum from England. It's advantage. And a penalty. As a result, the forward pack working their socks off, earning their pounds. Will Stewart, Ellis Genge, Jamie George in that front row taking the hit and sending Japan floating backwards Where was that against South Africa, England? Where was that against South Africa? We saw so many scrums going down. You don't want to take on the power of the box. You want to come and bully the Japanese here. Is it, Tay? I see you. I see you. Nonetheless, well done from England. Jamie George. Benell to Jamie George. It's quick ball. Van Poortvliet. Japan calling for numbers on defence. Van Poortvliet. Cunning himself. Takes a few to bring him down. Marcus Smith. Show and go. Over the advantage line. Just brought to ground. England. Can they play down this right-hand side? Tommy Freeman with the acrobatics. That could be, will be try number 4 in the corner. And it's Marcus Smith with the half break. And England just kept the ball alive. Quick play. Van Poortvliet clearing from the base. Within 2-3 seconds, if that ball can get out from the ruck, you're in with the chance. Don't allow the defence to sit. And it's Tommy Freeman. One hand. Into the corner he goes. And no opportunity for Japan to shut down that attack. Osada tried in vain. But it's Freeman with the try. It's England with try number 4. Makes for a difficult conversion. Smith has been striking it well all night. This time around, fades away past the right and upright. Lee Shaw says, watching from England. Lee, where in England? I'm gathering you support England. That's a no-brainer, Rudy. Come on. Do you think Steve Borthwick is under any sort of pressure, or do you think a victory here will relieve the pressure on Steve Borthwick? Would you like to see, perhaps, just throwing a name out there, Johan van Graan in the future taking over the national side? Michael Checker. There's all these names. Are you satisfied with where England are going? They're just off the mark, one feels. But I really look forward to seeing them in the Six Nations. A lot has been spoken of Ireland, but I think England, beyond France, can really challenge this coming Six Nations. They're coming back here for a TMO decision. Hold on, folks. There's drama. No try. Tommy Freeman. Try will be scratched out. From the base there, the quick clearing from Jack van Poortvliet. It was a knock-on. We saw it last night with Jaden Hendrickse in the build-up to Sia Kolisi getting over the line. They brought it back. Similar call there, Van Poortvliet there. Just a slight knock-on. And without the TMO some years back, that might have been a try. But all eyes on you, Jack. England stay at 21-0. Birmingham, England, says Lee. You think England, this coming season, from the Six Nations onwards, will be able to turn things around under the charge of Steve Borthwick? But look at that scrum. Japan keeping the ball in for too long, and Ellis Kench wants to get on his bicycle here. England overpowering Japan at scrum time and get the penalty. Marcus Smith will look to put it into touch. Japan breathing for the moment, but under all sorts of pressure at scrum time. Half an hour into this clash. Will we see the 4th try now from England? It's going to be a line out 5 meters out on this right-hand touchline. England have only had 4 visits into the opposition 22. They've taken 3 tries. That's a good return. And it is a driving maul. Jamie George looking for a double here. England, inch by inch, looking to go forward with this driving maul, a la South African style. The Japanese must look out. Here come England. Are they short? No, they're not. Try time! They do get the try. Amongst all sorts of bodies in that endeavour, it's Jamie George, the captain, who gets a double and now can look forward to a hat-trick. England just too strong at the set piece, and with this driving maul, led by Maro Itoje, spurring his charges on. Kept coming, wave after wave, inch by inch, play by play. And Jamie George goes all the way. They do get their fourth try. It's taken an extra 2 minutes, but they've made light work of it, England there. Marcus Smith this time around makes no mistake with the conversion. Make that 28 points to 0. And England in full control here at the Allianz Stadium. Please share this link with your friends and family. Let them get involved in watching the English side beat Japan. Low-key, I am supporting Japan, but I want England to also come through and get in amongst France, Ireland, South Africa, New Zealand come next season. Nicholas says, watching from North Cyprus. Thanks for the enthusiastic commentary. Shout out, Nicholas. Great take in the air there from Naikambula, but Japan still stuck in their own half after that kick from England. They just need to get to the other end of the field. Come on. Let's see some resistance. Japan this time around. Dylan Riley's free. He's away. We know what he can do. Here come Japan. Just like that. Saito is over. But you have to credit Dylan Riley with the show and go. Speed off the mark, and Japan get their first try. Naoto Saito will look to convert his own kick, but inside their own half, it's Dylan Riley. Ollie Saito sold all day long, twice on a Sunday. Dylan Riley fed Saito running the perfect line for a scrum off in support under the sticks, and Japan should make it a 7-pointer. Philip Cantalone says, Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America. Shout out, Philip. Wonderful work there from Dylan Riley. And inside, running the perfect line, was Saito. The defense in vain from Marcus Smith. And Japan on the board before halftime. Can they get another one? We saw they can score. We had our reservations about the fact that Japan might not be able to get on the try scoring sheet. Well, they showed there they can. They just need to get the ball in hand and avoid the scrums at all costs, no doubt. Saito with a chip over the top to nobody there. Great covering from Marcus Smith. 5 meters in on halfway, it's Genge or Will Stewart. It takes it up, in fact, Fon from Van Portfleet. Looking for a contestable kick. It's high. Japan in possession, hit hard. Chandler Cunningham South coming through there. Saito now. Japan have another opportunity. Just the bounce of the ball. Not in favour of Japan, but it's Furbank. Slade. Tommy Freeman is out wide. Naikambula wraps him up. England on the attack now. Japan have got to look to stay on side here. Ollie Lawrence. It's all got a little bit loose at the moment here before half time. It's Will Stewart. Cunningham South. Slight home. He's got some work to do, but what wonderful work from Ollie Slighto. Put it to the boot. The defence were bamboozled. And England get try number 5. The left wingers in. Ollie Slighto in this left-hand corner. It got a bit loose for a second there. Dylan Riley overran it on defence. Coming up too soon, one feels. But it's England via Ollie Lawrence. And then Will Stewart at the ball. The tight head prop with the lovely floated pass. Cunningham South. Slight home. What wonderful skill to put it along the ground. And then finish. Still some work to do, but he's done it. It's try number 5 for England. It's all action here at the Allianz Stadium. Marcus Smith. The kick holds its line. He's saying it's over. Unfortunately, the Japan defence just fragmented enough for England to get in behind. And with a kick like that, perfect weight from Ollie Slighto in behind is where he got for the try. And England with 5 tries before half time. Are we in for a big score here? Japan could ill afford to concede, but here England are going to concede a penalty between their own 10-metre mark and 22. Holding on. Japan all over the ball. They have one last real opportunity here before half time. Do Japan to make something of it. Get into double figures. They're going to kick for the corner, no doubt. We're not going to do it in threes. Just inside the 22 of England or Japan. Line out set piece. They got to keep it simple. They do. Himeno. Saito. Perhaps trying to do too much there, but somehow have recycled the ball. Japan on the attack. Up and over the 22. After losing a couple of meters from that line out, or Japan in possession. Saito. Still in possession. Clean out was incorrect from the Japanese player there. England are going to have the penalty and an option, or an opportunity, should I say, to clear Japan for doing so much, but nothing at the same time, really. The neck roll there. We've seen perhaps yellow cards being given for that. It was the number 8 of Japan, Makisi, who's been pinned by the referee. In the perfect field position were Japan, holding on to possession, although not making too much ground, but then Makisi there with an error, taking the man in effecting the clean out around the neck, and England will charge ahead here. Time is up on the clock for half time. It's knocked on at the line out while setting up that maul, but it's England who go into half time in the lead by 35 points to 7. Japan are on the board, but England are cruising at the moment. 5 tries to 1 here at the Allianz Stadium. Fill up your refreshments. Join me for the second half. For those who have not tuned in yet, share the link with them. Let's get stuck in that second half. Let's finish off this Sunday on a high here in the Autumn Nation series on Forever Sports. I'll see you in just a little bit. Hello and welcome back here on Forever Sports. We're gearing up for the second half at the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham. It's England in a commanding position at 35 points to 7 in the lead. Now, if you take a look at the stats from that first half, both teams have been forced to make over 50 tackles. But it's Japan who are slipping. 16 of those to England's 1. And then if you look at the dominant tackles, England at 7-1. So it's England who are gaining the ascendancy in terms of their defence. But on attack, they've managed to score pretty freely, having 5 tries to 1. Jamie George has got a brace. Ben Earl in, Ollie Slightholme and Tommy Freeman on the score sheet. For Japan, a solitary try in the form of Saito, which he converted himself. But Japan have it all to do here in the second half. Give your score prediction in the comment section. Tell us from where in the world you tuned in. Let's go on this rugby journey. Let's conclude the Autumn Nation series. Yeah, this afternoon, some worrying signs on the face of Eddie Jones and his Japan troops. They've been under the pump. England at scrum time have been clearly dominant. As Japan kick off from right to left, we're underway in the second half. England looked to clear, but it's gone straight into touch. Some early territory here for Japan. They want to make the most of it. They haven't had many opportunities in the opposition half as they look to play quickly. Japan in possession. It's advantage to Japan. They want to keep ball in hand. It's McCurran who takes it up. Saito. Really need to get onto it early on in the second half to make a game of it. England so far scoring at free will, 5 tries to 1. All they look to clear out that bench early on in the second half. No advantage, says the referee. It's a penalty to Japan. They'll certainly look to put it into touch. No, they're going to tap and go. Here come England. Or Japan, should I say. England on defence. Saito. The kick ahead for Nakampola! In the nick of time, England managed to rescue the situation there. Down this left-hand touchline, great vision. But Japan not able to finish there. Nakampola just not able to gather the little grubber ahead. England on their own line, literally, via Jack van Portfleet, told to use it by the referee. Using all of his 5 seconds there. Can he get it into touch? Wonderful kick from Jack van Portfleet. Clearing his lines. Japan want to play quickly now. Almost in for their second score there. Grubber kick in behind the defence. Nakampola, the ball set up nicely. One could argue that was a knock-on from Marcus Smith, but it's play on now from this line out. Japan look for a driving maul. Martin and Itoje has got to get out of there. Japan look for a driving maul of their own. Saito. Fafita breaks a couple. Up and over the advantage line. Japan now on the attack. Himeno. Stewart's got to release the tackled player. Surely that's advantage play on though. Japan are coming in waves here. Wanga takes it up. Only 10 meters out now, Japan. It's a penalty to Japan. Here it was a ruck. Off their feet. Trying to play the ball, England, and England under pressure here early on in the second half. Japan can put it into touch. 5 meters out. Start on a strong note here in the second half. They put it out 5 meters out on this left-hand touchline, Japan. Looking to build on this field position. Turn pressure into points here. But it's a Teje who takes it off Japan. He made it look all too easy. England in possession. Van Poortvliet will shape from the base. Keeps it in field. Matsunaga. Japan in possession on England's 10-meter mark. Shimokawa there. Bundled by two defenders. Japan still in possession. Tom Currie's got to release him. Japan running without the ball, and England turn it over or under a scrum advantage. Unfortunately there. So Nalawanga just running, not concentrating on having the ball in two hands. Perhaps should have kept it in two hands, lost it as he was striding ahead. Lovely little break there. Basic error. Keep the ball in two hands, secure the ball. But the lock forward just couldn't do so. England will have a scrum down, and we know they've been dominant at scrum time. Will England look to scrum for a penalty here? Van Poortvliet has ball in hand. Japan will rue that missed opportunity there on the attack. Early pressure in England's territory in the second half, but England get the free kick here. The referee says it was an early shove. Look for Marcus Smith to put it high here for England. The chase is on. Well taken from Japan in the air there. They've got to play from inside their own half here. They're on their own 10-meter mark. Saito. It's Dylan Riley again who's away. He has an opportunity for Japan now. Wonderful tackle from Marcus Smith in the backfield. But Wanga takes it up for Japan. They're in England's half here. McCarran looking to break clear, but he's brought to ground by Ben Earl. It's another missed opportunity. It's a handling error, and England will have the scrum advantage. Van Poortvliet. It's going to be advantage over, surely. The referee called advantage over, but it's gone straight into touch. Wonderful work again to slip clear there was Dylan Riley on the attack. Fed his right winger. Japan just losing the ball. England had the scrum advantage, but then kicked it away, but kicked it straight into touch. Wonderful tackle from Marcus Smith, but not such a great kick from Henry Slade. And there's going to be an early replacement here for England at scrum half. It's Harry Randall who's coming on the field. Cowan Dickey coming on the field. We know he's going to keep the game alive, Harry Randall. Cowan Dickey likes to run with ball in hand. England have got a strong bench. They're unleashing them bit by bit here. Still lead. No score in the second half as of yet. It's interesting to see Eddie Jones not doing any media interviews, leaving that duties up to the assistant coach. In fact, it wasn't the scrum advantage over. We're coming back for the scrum advantage. Surely England have got to play it. England looking for the scrum penalty, but nothing comes of it there for the moment. It's gone up. It's another scrum. Japan trying for all they're worth to hold their own here, with a little over half an hour to play. England desperate to continue where they left off in that first half. Japan just need a little bit more possession, and they need to get that missed tackle count down. Slipping too many tackles. But it was a quick ruck ball that was their undoing. In that first half, Japan not able to contend with England's quick recycling of the ball. Scoring 5 tries, 5 of them converted to the single converted try from Japan on the 10-meter mark of England's territory. A strong scrum from Japan. Yes, that's what they do. Surely now, give them a little bit of their own damn medicine. Best you believe it. Okabe amongst others, the loose head. Getting some applause from his teammates. And Japan have a scrum penalty. The Tides have turned at scrum time. England under pressure. Cowan Dickey popped up like an ostrich head out of the sand. Great cheer from the Japanese front row forwards and their pack of forwards as they look for a driving maul now. England forced to defend here inside their own 22. It's peeling away. They've got to get away there. Japan managed to recycle the ball. England trying to disrupt it, unsuccessfully so for Fita. Looking to go into the thick of things there. Into Moro Itoje amongst others. Saito. Japan on the attack. Himano. England lying on the wrong side. The referee says, play on. You're tapping him in there. Slow ball here from Japan. England still have to defend here. Can Japan conjure something up? They want to put it high. It's not accurate enough. George Furbank is going to put it upfield. And it goes into touch. We're back on Japan's 10-meter mark on this right-hand touch line. Just not an accurate kick over the top in behind the defense there from Japan. Gathered by Furbank and then pumped it upfield with a huge net territorial gain. Japan have to start all over from their own 10-meter mark here. Shout out Adam Morehouse says in France, Allez les Bleus. Great commentary. Thank you, brother. Here come Japan now. Can they open it up? McCurran, Naikambula's away. Just can't get away from Tommy Freeman. Saito. Wanga. They're looking to play quickly now. Oh, Japan in possession, a lot more enterprising than they were in that first half. McCurran. Stretching the English defence. Here comes Dylan Riley again, who's looked enterprising all evening. Wanga. England have somehow managed to rip it off him and are back in possession. Marcus Smith looking for territory along the ground with the grubber kick. And it's another line out pretty much where the previous one took place. In fact, just a little deeper inside Japanese territory as we see a Japanese replacement come on the field. Akiyama on the field here for Wanga, who's coming off. His hands have let him down. He's a big unit, the lock forward. But Japan in need of some fresh legs. The style of rugby they're playing. Ellis Genge coming off the field for Finn Baxter. Who gets another international cap, the young man. But Japan want to get this line out right. They don't. Henry Slade from Cowan Dickey. Tommy Freeman with a simply sensational pass to George Fairbank. And I was caught just admiring that pass for a moment. Simply sensational stuff from Tommy Freeman. It was Henry Slade who put it ahead. Along the ground, Tommy Freeman chasing. And then behind the back pass off the right hand into George Fairbank. That is some beautiful stuff. That is skill of the highest order. Finished by George Fairbank. But it's Tommy Freeman who has to get the credit for that brilliant pass. Not everybody has that skill set. And this kick again. Well, unfortunately, the first kick, I can't say again. It's the first miss for Marcus Smith. That's try number 6. But what a pass. Delicious and nutritious. If you're an attack coach, if you're any coach, and your player can pull off something like that, you're smiling from ear to ear. And England are smiling now. They've been under all sorts of pressure 15 minutes in. And on the field, Asher Opoku for sure on the field to win his first cap for England. On for Will Stewart. Exciting moment for the young man. Opoku for sure. Been part of the England junior level setups. In on the biggest stage here, Japan will really be ruining those opportunities early on in the second half. England under the pump, but as the best teams do, they absorb the pressure and turn defense into attack just like that. And it was a lost line out. I beg your pardon for Japan. It's a loose ball at scrum time. England with some ascendancy, but it's a forward pass. Looking to force the pass out to Ollie Slater. Henry Slade with a lovely little grubber early on to set up that try. But on that occasion, the pass drifting slightly forward. What's your score prediction here, Adam? Are you a South African? Staying in France? Are you French? French Retief? Watching from South Sudan. Thanks, But. Thank you, sir, for tuning in here on Forever Sports. In moments in this game, Japan have looked promising, but in small fragments, they need to really piece it together. The opportunities, the precious few they've had in the danger zone of England, they haven't managed to convert. But here come Japan now via Fafita. After that forward pass and scrum to Japan, they look to get it in and out. They do. And again, their hands letting them down. It's the replacement lock forward. Akiyama there who just couldn't hold on to the pass. There is a bit of dew, a little bit of droplets falling from the sky here at the Allianz Stadium. But you want those ones to stick. No matter if you're playing for Japan, Portugal, you're at an international level. You do expect more from yourself, and why wouldn't you? That's what gets you to the races in the first place. But England have a scrum here on their own 10-metre mark. Adam, I am a Brit. Fair enough. Your team is playing out of their socks today. They've really had some tough losses over the last few weeks. And I kind of really feel they're the dark horses of the Six Nations. To me, Ireland are somewhat of an aging side. You did a number on them this year early on in the Six Nations. It's the French we have to overcome. They look like they're getting stronger, but England still in possession here now. We've worked their way up to Japan's 10-metre mark. In possession is Ollie Slightholme, fighting his way to the 22. Japan have to stay attached on defence here. This time around, England lose the ball in contact. Big hit there from Okaba, the loose head. Won a scrum penalty early on, and they're putting a big hit. He is putting in a shift this evening here for Japan. We just need a little bit more from every other player. But they're playing under advantage. So it was a free play. I might have missed that one there. But Marcus Smith has ball in hand. They did lose it in contact, but England under advantage, a penalty advantage, decide to go for the touchline. Five metres out from this right-hand touchline, it's Luke Cowan Dickey to feed for England. Vincent Kinahan, please elaborate what you mean there, bro. State of you thinking you can comment on rugby? As England go in for another try from the line out. It's Luke Cowan Dickey. Jamie George feels if he was on the field, he might have got a hat-trick. That's irrelevant. The reserve hooker, Luke Cowan Dickey, goes in for try number 7. They fed the middle of the line out, and there was no resistance from the Japanese defense there. Wriggled out of 2 tackles and over for the try. He always loves to carry the ball. Liam O'Donnell says Ireland. Abu, A-B-U. Are you supporting Ireland? You're watching from Ireland, I beg your pardon. Liam. Marcus Smith with another attempt at a conversion. Hits the upright. Liam O'Donnell, in fact, says Ireland are the best team in the world. That's fair enough. I'll give you that, Liam. It's always open to debate. I think there's 3, 4, 5 sides that are really challenging for that top spot in England. In fact, are right in that conversation as well. We saw the margin so small between England and New Zealand. It makes for a very saucy Six Nations come early 2025. Roebuck on the field for England now, so also clearing their bench. 45-7 in the lead with the last quarter to take place here at the Allianz Stadium. It's Harry Randall at the base now. Puts it high. England can't get it. Japan managed to get the loose ball. Fujiwara on the field for Saito now. It's quickly recycling. McCurran. Dylan Riley looking to get over the advantage line, but he's wrapped up by Ali Slighto on England's 10-meter mark now, playing from right to left. Oh, Japan. They need someone to straighten the line. Here come Japan, they're away. Fujiwara has it in support. Can Japan recycle the ball here? Yes, an opportunity. Yes, it is. They kept the ball alive. And Japan get their second try. Kazuki Himeno with the try for Japan. The defense, average at best there, one must say, from England. Fujiwara kept it alive, running a wonderful support line, but then they recycled it again. Someone ran a straight line, and Himeno goes over for Japan. And they go into double figures. It's that man, Kazuki Himeno. Try time. You beauty. Japan have something to cheer about. It's been a tough old evening. The conversion good. They're up to 45 points to 14. There was a hole that opened up. Looked like George Martin there just drifted a little bit too wide in the defensive line, opening up a hole. And then to collect the last pass was Kazuki Himeno. Try number 2. Can Japan get a third as they receive the kickoff? McCurran, Fafita, hard at running all evening. McCurran looking to break clear. Wrapped up by Tom Currie. Saw a gap, but it closed very quickly there by Tom Currie. Japan want to get out of their own 22. Really would have liked some more distance on that kick. Conceding possession now. It's going to be a line-out set play to England. A little over 15 minutes to play. 7 tries, plays 2. Eddie Jones, of course, no stranger to England, taking on their head coach role back in 2016 with some great success. As England look to break clear here, it's Roebuck. Can he score? Just short. England close to the line. Harry Randall looks to break. All a little bit too easy for England there. It's Cowan Dickey again. Can they recycle it? England 1 meter out. Randall looking to dig in. It's advantage offside. It doesn't matter. Japan will concede try number 8. It's Luke Cowan Dickey. Saying to Jamie George, if you can get 2, so can I. I'm coming for my 3rd. England up to 50 with the conversion to come. Marek Sumka says, can England improve in the final quarter? The bench, dare I suggest, which has been their downfall in the preceding defeats. Marek near Poznan in Poland. Shout out, Marek. Good point you're making there. They haven't really managed to close off any games, especially against the Tier 1 nations. They're up and onto it in this game. How much does a game like this prepare you for the Six Nations? That's the questions. But nonetheless, Japan have put up an effort. But we're not going to compare them to the likes of France and Ireland, as Liam mentioned. Ireland have been the consistent team, especially in the European competition, the Tier 1 competition, the Six Nations. But England have got to develop that bench. Great run from Roebuck there, just falling short to get his first international try, but it's Cowan Dickey who's come off the bench. He says, I'll show you how to score. He's got 2 already. Wonderful attacking shape. Somehow just couldn't get over the line. But Cowan Dickey in close and over. 52-14, as we see another change for England. Nick Ezekwe coming on the field for George Martin. England looking for a big game from the replacement lock, no doubt. But it's Randall to feed here. The restart from Japan didn't go 10 meters. That's something they could ill afford. Randall from the base. Randall again, it's quick ball for England. Finn Smith involved there, but it's a loose ball. Cowan Dickey now in possession. Kick into space from Harry Randall. Lovely weight on the kick. And England go charging into the Japanese 22, keeping them in this left-hand corner. A little over 12 minutes to play. It's England who are in a commanding position here at the Allianz Stadium. In possession, Tommy Freeman. Japan couldn't win the line out safely. Here come England again. Roebuck in space. Fends off one, fends off another. This time around, he won't be denied. Try time for England. They're running rampant now. And it's that man, Tom Roebuck, who gets his first international try off the bench. Showing his worth. Had a lot of work to do. But it's always special when you get your first international try. And what a finish from Tom Roebuck. That's try number 9 for England. 9 tries to 2 this time around in front of the post. Makes the conversion all but a formality. But it's Ezekwe early on winning the line out off a Japanese throw, and then from there had a good 30-odd meters to make, had a couple of defenders to beat, but Tom Roebuck saw off Naikambula, saw off the fullback. Strong finish from Tom Roebuck as Ben Earl gets the restart. He's had a good shift this evening on the score sheet himself. This time around, Japan winning the turnover on their feet. Isolated somewhat there was Ben Earl. Japan needs something now. They've been blown away here at the Allianz Stadium. Into the corner they go on this left-hand touchline. Can Japan hit try number 3? Nicholas says 10 or so tries is great. But the bench have to make sure Japan don't get a hat full of tries in the last quarter. Good point. Shout out, Nicholas. Where you tuned in from, brother? As Japan look for a driving maul here from this 5-meter line out. Japan looking to clear the ball for Fita or Fujiwara. They're still 5 meters out, still in possession of Japan. Free play here, they've got an advantage. McCarron looking for the long pass out wide. Not going to hand, going into touch. Could we perhaps see a scrum here from Japan? They've got options both left and right. 5 meters out directly under the posts. Will we see a tap and go? England on their own line in anticipation of a tap and go here. No, in fact, it's going to be a line out. Japan perhaps want to set up a line out set piece and back themselves for another driving maul. Five meters out on this left-hand touchline. It's deja vu for Japan. They've got to get it in. They've lost it. A little bit of miscommunication there in England. Can clear their lines here. Eddie Jones will not be happy one single bit with that. You don't get many opportunities on the opposition's try line. And you conjure up a line out like that. Horrible miscommunication. As we see Luke and Dickey getting some attention, time is off. It's just about 6 minutes to play here at the Allianz Stadium. And England and their victory never really in doubt. Japan will look to want to finish strong here. Individual brilliance in the form of Dylan Riley, Kazuki Himeno, to name but a few. Fujiwara's looked lively when coming on. But it's just the missed tackles, the ill discipline, and England's ability, although Japan did get a scrum penalty. England have looked strong at scrum set piece, line out set piece. Japan, you've got to be able to control what you can control, and they haven't done so effectively, have Japan. And time back on Harry Randall. We'll feed the scrum. It's England's put in here. And again, Japan concede a scrum penalty. England can clear here with a penalty kick and get out of their own danger zone. Finn Smith doesn't put it into touch. Awful mistake there. Nakambula. Tom Currie got hit hard trying to effect that tackle. Japan on the attack. Colin Hestel says, come on, Japan. Let's get try number 3 here. Fujiwara. Forward pass, trying to find Nakambula. Nemechik, North Cyprus. Shout out, Nicholas. Forward pass there, out of the hands. Nakambula was in space. Japan were on the attack, but just not able to keep the pass level. Always travelling forward. First international try for the replacement Tom Roebuck, in and amongst those 9 tries. The driving mauls have obviously been strong. Luke Cowan Dickey's got 2. The replacement hooker, Jamie George, the captain, has got 2. Japan, no real answer there up front. Barry Randall will effect the put in here from that forward pass. Will we look at seeing England scrum them here for another penalty? Just looking for a good set, the referee. Little over 4 minutes to play. England ahead by 59-14. If you're an English supporter, you should be satisfied. Never really been in doubt. Dominated all of the set plays. Defensively been sound. And here they come on the attack again. Furbank driving Japan back inside their own half. And they forced to play from deep now. Will they have any sort of opportunity to make it all of 80 meters to get their third try? Saito and Himeno on the score sheet for Japan. Little consolation, really, as they finish off their international season. As we said, England building towards the Six Nations. Scotland, of course, are in the conversation as well, defeating the Wallabies early on at Murrayfield by 27-13. Makes for a very exciting Six Nations, no doubt, as Ollie Lawrence takes it off Harry Randall. England looking for try number 10. Randall manhandled in the tackle. Here comes Finn Smith. Japan, hoof it ahead. Into touch. Just inside the Japanese 22. Finn Smith looking for the little grubber in behind the defense. Just not any sort of accuracy for an English attacking player to get on the end of that. Japan just hacking it upfield into touch. They had pretty much enough here at the Allianz Stadium. They guessed out, no doubt. Advantage to England. They perhaps have to contend with another driving maul if England decide to put it into touch. If nothing comes of this, Izekwe is hit hard. They're going to come back for the penalty. Finn Smith should put it into touch. And that, in effect, we don't want to preempt it, but could be the try that caps it off here at the Allianz Stadium. Will we see Luke Cowan Dickey get a hat-trick? Will they go for a driving maul here? Japan, defensively, have not been up to standard, leaking 9 tries for all their promise. You've got to have a good defensive structure. And unfortunately, it's not going to be for England. Luke Cowan Dickey, we saw him last week get it wrong against the Springboks. This time around with a throw that is not in straight to Itoje, catching it on his outside shoulder. Japan will have a scrum. Not sure they're looking forward to that. Fujiwara to feed for Japan. One final opportunity. Will they keep ball in hand and look to run it? Surely now Japan can still stake a claim here and go all of 100 meters. They're not going to kick it out, that's for sure. Getting well over the advantage line and up and over the 22, but England have ripped it clear. They will have one final opportunity, England. Randall, it's knocked on. That will be that. Finn Baxter couldn't hold on. It's all over at the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham, England. Conclude the Autumn Nations Series against Japan by 59 points to 14. That will be that for Eddie Jones and his men as well this season. It's been a complete domination. You can't fault Japan for the enterprise, but lacking the basics in terms of their defence and basic set plays in the line out and scrum time. England are triumphant, folks. It's been an absolute pleasure to take you through this one from myself, Roots, here at Forever Sports. Until next time, do join me. I say bye for now.